All right, Zamboni has cleared the ice. We're live in Fort Wayne at the Sports One Ice House as we kick off the playoffs in the HAL 1 division of Little Caesars, where we're going to have the Force facing off against the Toledo Cherokee. Starting off for the Force, back on defense, going to be Cumberland and Blackburn. And offensive players here are going to be Westhoff and Zaremba as the wingers, with Bodorf taking center position. Game 1 of the LCAHL playoffs set to begin. We got an extra minute on the clock here. Let me fix that. There, 14-minute periods, and here we go. Back together, it's going to be Cumberland. Chips it up the boards. Bodorf to gather it. Dumped in deep. Bodorf maintains possession, sends it around. Westhoff out front, can't get anything on it. Zaremba tries to throw something at the net. Nothing doing. Bodorf steals it. Chipped out of the zone by the Cherokee. Round the boards it goes. Cumberland. Taken away by Bodorf with a good back check, cleared by Cumberland down the ice. It's not going to have enough for icing, picked up by the Cherokee. Cumberland with pressure. Taken away by Zaremba, it's going to be offsides. Line change here for the Force. Fraze to take the face-off. Llewellyn and Legault, the wingers, with Warner and Hagen. Back on D. Face-off won by the Cherokee. Shot. Kick to the side by Hosier. Gathered up by the Cherokee. Fed out to the blue line. Doesn't connect with the stick. Goes all the way down the ice. Easton Legault there out front for the Force. Puck taken away for the moment by Legault. Now onto the stick of Hagen. Offsides Force. McDonald. Face-off one, back to Warner. Warner backhands it back the other way, onto the stick of Hagen. Hagen tripped up, dumps it in the offensive zone, taken away by the Cherokee. McDonald was the player back there, upended. Now Hagen tries to make a pass, intercepted by the Cherokee. Provides some pressure, takes away, clears it out of the zone. It's going to go down on net. Icing was waved off. Cherokee behind their own net, pressured by McDonald. McDonald loses an edge. Puck out in front, frozen by the Cherokee goaltender. McDonald into the face-off circle. Face-off picked up by the Cherokee. Hagen, move up, takes it away. Round behind his own net. Picking up speed. Through a couple defenders there. Entering the offensive zone. Sends it over to McDonald. It's going to be offsides. Line change for the Force. Bodorf. Westhoff. Zaremba back on the ice with Blackburn paired up with Potts. Face off. Initially picked up by the Cherokee, taken away by the Force, battling down here near boards, onto the stick of Blackburn. Blackburn attempts to feed it over to Potts, loses it off his stick. On to the stick of Bodorf for the moment. Cherokee feeds it back the other way. Blackburn feeds it cross ice to Potts. Potts up to Westhoff. Westhoff enters the zone. Sends one towards the net, kicked to the side by the Cherokee goaltender. Around the boards it comes. Fed up the ice by the Cherokee. Potts will be the first one to it. It's going to go for icing. Face off picked up by Bodorf. Taken away, sent up. Kept in by Zaremba. Potts bumps Cherokee player off his skates. Now pressure on the boards there by Cherokee. Takes Bodorf down. Battle still ensues, picked up by Bodorf. Bodorf towards the net. Makes one miss, in between the legs. Shot by Zaremba. Kicked to the side by the goaltender on the stick of Westhoff. Couldn't get anything on it. Fed back to the center by Zaremba. He keeps it in. Now Bodorf with it again. Surveying. Shot. Just high of the net. Kicks around the boards to Potts. Potts feeds it back in down low for Westhoff. Westhoff turns it over to the Cherokee as they feed it up the ice. Kept in by Blackburn. Shot by Westhoff in the slot. Save Toledo Cherokee. Great shift there by the Force. Change is going to put Fraze, Legault, Llewellyn on the ice with Warner and Cumberland back on D. Face off taken by the Cherokee. Defended well by Cumberland. Sent up to Llewellyn. Mason, 1-on-3. Makes one miss. Makes two miss. Shot. Oh, off the crossbar. Fraze dumps it back in deep. There to gather it up is going to be Llewellyn. Feeds it out to Legault. On to the stick of Fraze. Fraze fans at it as he has it poked away at the last second. Back onto his stick. Shot. Just right of the net. Legault to keep it in. Back on the stick of Fraze. Fraze between the legs of the Cherokee defender. Gathers it back up. Takes a shot from deep. Goes wide right. Llewellyn now with the puck. He has it taken away by Cherokee. Through center ice they go. Pressured well there by Cumberland. Picked up by Fraze. Murphy loses it. Shot goes into Hosier. Pad save. Hosier. Shot from deep. Blocked in front by Llewellyn. Here we got Llewellyn and Legault the other way for the Force. Dumps it in deep. Goes for a change. Easton blocks that pass attempt onto the stick of Fraze. Centers it. Nobody home. Martin onto the ice for Llewellyn. Picks up the puck in the corner. Feeds it to the center. Onto the stick of Legault momentarily. Taken away by the Cherokee. Pressure by McDonald. Into Hosier. Covers it up. Freezes the puck. Into the face-off dot, it's going to be Max McDonald. Face-off one, shot, save, Hosier. Face-off went right out to the Cherokee, fired one from deep, right into the chest, Talon Hosier. Face-off taken again by the Cherokee, dumped in behind the net. Potts will be there for the Force. Up high, pass deflected by Martin. Potts with stick lift, takes the puck away. Martin tries to feed it up, kept in by the Cherokee. Shot blocked in front by McDonald. Potts feeds it over to Hagen, skips his stick, down into the corner, taken away by Potts for a moment. Fed up by the Cherokee. Shot from deep, blocked in front by McDonald. Tried to clear it out, kept in by the Cherokee. Hagen's going to pick it up, chips it up, kept in by Toledo. Again, feeds it up the boards, still kept in. Shot on the net, picked up by Hosier. Face-off is going to be taken by Bryson Bodorf. Face-off one back by Bodorf onto the stick of Cumberland. Cumberland pressured. Puck kept in by Toledo. Shot blocked in front by Blackburn. Covered up by Hosier. Face-off picked up by Zaremba. Sends it up and out of the zone. Fed back in. It's going to be offsides on Toledo. Face-off. Won by the Force. Sent up the boards by Westhoff. Kick back down the ice, centered in. There's Toledo back together. It's going to be Blackburn. Blackburn surveys, feeds it up to Zaremba. Kept in by Toledo. Taken away by Blackburn. Zaremba backhands it to Westhoff. Westhoff enters the offensive zone. Takes a shot from deep, goes wide left to the net. Cumberland enters the offensive zone. Cumberland backhands one towards the net. Glove save by the goaltender from Toledo. Murphy Fraze to take the face-off. One back to Legault, picked up by Toledo. Entering with some speed here with Warner Hagen back on defense. Reverses direction, takes a shot from deep. Goes clear through, wide right of the net. Llewellyn tries to feed it up the boards, taken away by Toledo. Gathering it, wraps around, feeds it, shot. Kick to the side by Hosier. Fraze with the puck. Off the glass. Onto the stick of Legault, taken away by Toledo. Fraze to clear back out. Can't do it. Shot blocked in front there by Legault. Squirts out of the zone. Entered back in by Toledo. Contested there by Hagen. Llewellyn with the strip. Mason up the boards. Dumps it in. Legault's going to be the first one after it there for the Force. Good work there by Fraze. They get upended. We have offsides call there. 5:31 remains. In the first, we're scoreless. Max McDonald. Back to Hagen. Cross ice to Warner. Warner, bit on his stick, takes a little push. Pressure there by Max McDonald. Hagen, after the strip from McDonald, has it on his stick, through two. There we go. We're going to have a penalty there on Toledo. First penalty of the game, 5:09 remains here in the first period. Power play is going to consist of Hagen, Warner, Kelly, Martin, and McDonald. Face-off won by the Force, picked up by Kelly, taken away, sent around the boards. Kept in by Martin. Martin's tied up. Taken by the Cherokee. Back check there by McDonald. Stick lifts onto the stick of Warner. Warner enters with some speed as it's stripped. Kelly with it now. Dusts it off, feeds it over to McDonald. McDonald attempts at a shot, can't get anything on it. Back on the stick, McDonald. McDonald backhands it, blocked in front by Toledo. A couple players come off their skates down low. Puck kicks out. It's going to be Toledo that gathers it up. Fed up the boards, taken away by McDonald. Now Kelly with it. Kelly makes one miss. Winds it out, shot. Goes into the skates of the Toledo player. On the doorstep there was McDonald. Out deep is Westoff. Gets tipped in front, goes wide right. Pressure here by the Force is good. Kelly centers it up. Kick to the side by the Cherokee. Back up the boards. Hagen's going to gather now. Shot from deep. Stick save there. The goaltender from Toledo. Out to Warner. Warner with the slapper. Sends one heat-seeking at the net. Blocked in front on the stick of Kelly. Kelly falls down. Penalty expires. And we're back to full strength. McDonald feeds it in as we go for a change. Onto the ice for Kelly is going to be Zaremba. Hagen picks it up. Oh, it skips his stick. Now he's got to get back. Warner back. Knocks it off his stick. Allows Hagen to get there. Take it away. That shot trickled wide right. Kept in by the Cherokee. Fed to the middle. Taken away by Zaremba. He backhands it up to Bodorf. Bryson. Round one. Oh, tried to feed it through his legs. He's going to get a penalty on a trip as Toledo goes the other way. Penalty is going to be on Bryson Bodorf. 2:44 remains here in the first. Penalty killers for the Force is going to be Fraze, Cumberland, Llewellyn, Potts. Puck fed cross ice, skips out of the zone. Llewellyn with pressure there for the Force. Toledo enters, fakes a shot, centers it up, kick to the side by Hosier. Picked up by Fraze. Murphy. Off the glass, into center ice. Ooh, fans on it. Picked up by Llewellyn. Mason, shot off the crossbar. What an attempt there by Mason Llewellyn. Toledo enters it the other way. Centers it, nobody home. Rink wide. Slap shot from deep. Blocked in front there by Cumberland. Onto the stick of Fraze. We got 1:56 remaining here. Murphy. He's got the whole Toledo team on him. Murphy with a shot backhand. Goal! Murphy Fraze, coast to coast with the backhander. Open the scoring here for the Force. McDonald wins that face off, back to Blackburn, sends it over to Warner. Into the middle for McDonald. They're still down one skater. That was a shorthanded goal by Fraze. Got 20 seconds remaining on the Bodorf penalty. Tipped in there by the Cherokee. Picked up. Tries to get a shot off. Can't get it. Blackburn with it now. Backhands it up to McDonald. Into the skates of Max McDonald. He has it taken away for a second there. Centering feed doesn't connect. Toledo out deep. Shot blocked in front by McDonald. Blackburn picks it up. Cleared out by McDonald. Over to Kelly. Out of the box. Onto the ice is going to be Martin. Blocked pass attempt by Kelly. Skips around. Blackburn clears it out. Blackburn with it now. Blackburn enters. Backhands it in deep. Sent back around the boards. Backhanded back in by Blackburn onto the stick of Kelly. We got 39 seconds remaining here. Backhanded up to McDonald. Centers it. Nobody home. Cleared by the Cherokee. Out to Blackburn. Takes a slapper at it. Can't get much on it. Taken away by the Cherokee. Back out to center ice. Left on the doorstep there. Blackburn collides with a player from Toledo. Pass taken away by Warner. Toledo player's upended and he's down on the boards. He gets up. Hot back after it. 5 seconds remains for Kelly. Backhands. Oh, it's a good attempt there over to McDonald. We got a score of 1-0 after 1. Onto the ice to start the second period for the Force is going to be Zaremba, Bodorf, and Westhoff. Defensive pairing of Warner and Hagen. Face-off picked up there by Bryson. Taken away by Cherokee, sent up the ice on the stick of Warner. He feeds it ahead to Westhoff. On the stick of Hagen. Hagen has it chipped away. Zaremba picks up that loose puck. Feeds it up and out of the zone. It's getting passed back and forth here. Hagen gathers it. Cross ice to Warner. Warner up to Westhoff. It gets passing there by the Force. Dumped in deep by Westhoff. Bodorf going to be there for the Force. As the Cherokee feed it up. Picked up by Toledo. Hagen there to defend, knocked away by Bodorf. They're going to call that offsides. Taking this face off is going to be Murphy. Face off one back by the Force. Pinched on the glass, picked up by Llewellyn. Mason centers it on the stick of Fraze. That was a great attempt there. Shot blocked. Out deep for Potts with a rocket from deep. Blocked in front by the Cherokee. Picked up by, skips Cumberland. Kept it in with the skate. That was pretty good. Shot from deep. Glove down by Toledo. Back checking there is going to be Fraze. Sent in by Toledo. Cutting through the front. Save there by Hosier. Cleared by Fraze. It's going to go all the way down the ice for icing. Taking this face-off is going to be Max McDonald. Face-off is won by Max. Kicked up by Kelly. Oh, pass almost picked off there by Cora Kelly. Toledo with it now. Sent it in. Blocked by McDonald. Max McDonald through center ice. Around the official. Centered up. Out front. Martin can't get to it before it goes to center ice. He's going to wind it back deep. Fed back down the ice. Toledo gathers that. Picked off for the moment by Kelly. Cherokee the other way. Shot. Glove save there, Hosier. Time discrepancy was pretty bad there, so we got some pushing and shoving going on. But now we're lined up. 12:05 remaining here in the second. Bodorf. Face-off won by the Cherokee. Send it around. Towards the center there. Down low is going to be Warner. Warner goes into the board. Centering feed picked off by Bodorf. Picked up by the Cherokee. Couple shot attempts there. Stuffed in front by the forced defenders. Zaremba squirts it out to center ice. Dumped back in by the Cherokee. Warner backhands it up to Zaremba. Zaremba tries to chip it up the glass. Blocked there by Toledo player. Centered up to Blackburn. Blackburn feeds it out. Bodorf backhands it out of the zone. Offside, Toledo. Blackburn back to gather it. Picked up by Cherokee. Taken away by Bodorf. Bodorf has got the whole team on him here. Centers it. Can't get through. Onto the stick of Zaremba. Zaremba takes a shot. Can't get anything on it. Back to Blackburn. Blackburn fires one up to Westhoff. Westhoff shoots. Gets deflected in front. Goes wide of the net. Zaremba gets pinched off down low. That was Westhoff. Correction. Zaremba with it now. Centered up. Covered up by the Toledo Cherokee goaltender. Face-off won back by the force. Out to Warner. Warner sends a shot. Goes all the way through, but it was wide left. Toledo picks it up. Surveys. Passes it up. Kept in by Blackburn. Skips out of the zone. Picked up by Legault. Feeds it around to Warner. Warner up the ice. Deflects off Toledo player onto the stick of Murphy Fraze. Murphy. Shot from deep. Glove save by Toledo. Murphy to take the face off here. Face off won by the force. Llewellyn with it on his stick. Up to Fraze. Fraze spins, shoots, gets deflected in front, skips high up over the net. Toledo feeds it up onto the stick of Legault. Legault tries to find someone in the slot. Taken away by the Cherokee. Cherokee. The other way for the force. Shot, can't get anything on it. Picked up by Legault. Now Hagen, now Fraze. Cherokee keeps it in. Now it goes out to center ice. Pressure here by the force. Fraze has it kicked away from him. Back on defense here is going to be Potts. Hagen trailing. Potts tries to feed it up now. Kept in by Toledo. On to the stick of Hagen. Up to Fraze. Murphy feeds it. Cross ice. I think that's going to stay in. Doesn't have enough. Icing. On the ice for the Force is going to be Martin, Kelly, McDonald, Hagen, Potts. Face-off picked up by the Force for a moment. Toledo Cherokee overskated it onto the stick of Kelly. Kelly still with it. Tries to feed it through his legs. Gets it kicked away. Fed around the boards by Toledo. There together, it's going to be Martin. Martin feeds it down behind the net. Skips up to Potts. Potts fires one. Deflected out in front by Toledo. Upended there was Max McDonald. Puck gets fed up. We got Hagen and Potts back on defense. Shot. Goes wide. Slap shot from out in front. Picked up by Toledo. Backhanded. Save. Sticked away there by Hosier. Another shot. Save right in the chest of Talon. Great work there by Hosier. Get his stick out and clear that. And then get back in position for that secondary attempt. Shot by Cherokee. Line change for the Force. We got Bodorf, Cumberland, Zaremba, Westhoff, Warner. Puck finally picked up by Bodorf. Sent to center ice. Got sticks everywhere, players everywhere. Westhoff with it. Sends it to back down the ice. Come the Cherokee. Zaremba there on defense. Shot. Saved by Hosier. Bryson. Cumberland there with it. Gonna find the puck here as Zaremba is battling. Now Bodorf onto the stick of Cumberland. Hayden skates around one Toledo defender, but they're able to knock it off his stick. Defended there by Zaremba. Puck's still in the corner. We're going to have a penalty. I believe this one's on Aiden Cumberland. Might have been an interference there. As the Cherokee will go on another power play with 7:43 remaining here in the second. Penalty killers for the Force is going to be a Hagen, Warner, Legault, Fraze. Murphy to take the face off for the Force. Wins that one ahead to Legault. Easton through center ice with Fraze trailing right behind him. Kicked off his stick, stolen away by Hagen. Hagen winds it in. Oh, went off. Bench player there for Fort Wayne. Face-off won by the Cherokee. Hagen, Warner back on defense. Poke check there by Hagen. Into the skates of Legault. Squirts out to the neutral zone. Easton gaining some steam. He's upended. We got a penalty here on Toledo as we get a stick in the skates from the Toledo player. That's another penalty there on number 98 from the Cherokee. We got 1 minute remaining on the Cumberland penalty. And there'll be a minute 30 on Toledo. 4-on-4 hockey for 58 seconds. McDonald, Martin, Hagen, Warner on the ice for the Force. Hagen picks that up. Rink wide to Martin as he dumps it in. Picked off by McDonald. He sends it in deep. behind the net. Toledo picks it up. Puck skips into the neutral zone, down the ice. Hagen's going to be back to gather it. Gives him some space. Reverses. Burns the first Toledo defender. The other one falls down. Round 2. Cuts towards the net. Shot. Blocked in front. Turns and tries to feed it. Bounces off the back of the net. Hagen gets back into position as the puck goes all the way down the ice. Icing. We got 11 seconds remaining on the Cumberland penalty. Change here for the Force is going to put Blackburn and Potts on for Hagen and Warner. Face off one there by Toledo. Blackburn, the last one back on defense. Shot, goal. Tied up. A little over halfway through the second. We got 32 seconds remaining on the power play for the Force. Picked up by Kelly. Kelly tries to feed it over to McDonald, gets blocked in the skates of the Cherokee. Kelly regains control, feeds it over to Martin. Skips his stick, goes rink wide. Battling there was McDonald. Fed cross ice. Going to pick this up and open ice is Hagen. Hagen with a shot from deep. Saved by the Toledo Cherokee goaltender. Skips the stick of Warner. Back to get it. It's going to be a Hagen. Out of the box comes the Cherokee. Hagen. He's got 2 ahead of him. Hagen, shot, wide of the net. Kept in by Martin. We got another penalty coming here. This is going to be on number 13 for the Force, Grayson Martin, at 5:16 remaining in the second. As the Force will go to another penalty kill. Tied here 1-1. Face off one by Cherokee. They feed it out towards the blue line. Shot from deep. Blocked in front by Bodorf. On to the stick of Hagen. Hagen, round 1. Toledo defender. He's got Bodorf to his left. Takes it wide. Centers it. Out in front for Bodorf. He's stuffing at it. Saved there by Toledo. Out to center ice. Warner's going to be back to pick that up. Warner. It's in trouble here. Back to get it. It's Hagen. It's got a good goal. Unable to clear it. As Toledo notches another goal. Errant pass there, left in the doorstep. Force couldn't handle that and stuffed into the net. As Toledo scores on the power play. Taking the face off there is Murphy. Fraze. Looking to chalk one up here the other way. Shot up into the net. We're going to see where that's at. That's covered up and saved by the Cherokee. Murphy wins the faceoff. Back to Llewellyn. He shoots one towards the net, skips around, covered up by the Cherokee. Face-off one back by Fraze. Onto the stick, Llewellyn. Llewellyn spins, loses an edge. Down come the Cherokee. Defended well there by Cumberland. Fraze off the glass, out of the zone, skips up to Llewellyn. All he loses in his skates, dumped back in by the Cherokee. It's going to be offsides. Pressure put on there by Llewellyn. Kept in by Fraze. Must have skipped the line as we got offsides. 3:57 remains. Max McDonald take the face-off. Out to Blackburn, over to Cumberland. Cumberland enters, backhands it towards the slot, taken away for the moment, shot, covered up by Toledo. Got a penalty here on Toledo in the scuffle down low. It appears it's that same number 98.
Your guys' team does it every time. That's crap. 30!
Face off one back by the Force, fed up to Martin. Martin shoots it from deep, skips off the goaltender. Fed back up, kept in by Martin. Try to feed it out. Onto the stick of Cumberland. Cumberland fires one towards the net. Kick to the side by Toledo. Kelly feeds it back up. Kept in by Cumberland. Aiden working hard. Now on to Max McDonald. He feeds it over to Kelly. Onto the stick of Cora Kelly. She has it taken away by Toledo. They try to backhand it. Kept in there by Kelly. Onto the stick of McDonald. He fires one from deep. Glove saved by Toledo.
They charge the goalie and got to keep him off. They done it every time. Every time. They have
We got 3:05 remaining here with 51 seconds on the power play for the Force. Bodorf to take the faceoff. One back by Bodorf. Tries to make a move, loses the puck. Zaremba swipes it away. Picked up by Bryson. Bryson reverses. Tries to split the defenders. Taken away by Toledo. Back on defense is going to be Potts and Hagen. Hagen, poke checks. Toledo keeps a hold of it. Tied up enough to go clear rink wide. Hagen kicks it ahead onto the stick of Bodorf. Bodorf winds. We got 20 seconds remaining here on the power play as they got another chance. Ahead one skater. Bryson. Tries to center it, goes off the back of the net. Picking that up is going to be Westhoff. 5 seconds on the penalty. Potts, fans on it. Taken away by Toledo and the player's out of the box. We got a penalty here. Penalty is going to be on Brantley Potts. 2:06 remains in the second. It's a force down, 1 goal. Face off one there by Fraze. Puck ends up cross ice. Knocked ahead by Fraze. Murphy. He's getting a stick in the skates there. We got a trip. He feeds it cross ice. Picking that up is going to be Warner. Warner feeds it in deep. And we'll be back to 4-on-4 hockey. We got a tripping penalty here on number 24 for Toledo. Taking the face-off is going to be Murphy. We got Llewellyn, Hagen, and Warner on the ice. Face-off won back by the Force. Chipped back up to Hagen. Hagen walks the blue line, shot from deep. Rebound was available. Nobody there to pick it up. Chipped ahead by the Cherokee. Back together. It's going to be Hagen. Hagen behind his own net. Reverses the other way. Gains some speed there. Pass it up to Llewellyn. Llewellyn ahead to Fraze. Murphy. Shot. It's in off the crossbar. Score! Murphy Fraze chalks his second one of the game. Assist there for Mason Llewellyn. Might have been Hagen on the assist. I have to watch that one back. Face off taken by Fraze. Hagen through center ice here. Hagen with some speed. Takes it wide. Shot off the side of the net. On the doorstep there, cleared out. It's going to be a slap shot from Warner, and he fires one. It goes in! Deflected in front! That's going to be another goal, I believe, by Murphy Fraze off the deflection from the laser coming out of Warner. Going to be a hat trick for Fraze with the assist there going to Warner. And the Force flip the script, go up 3-2. 9 seconds remains on the Potts penalty. Face off won by McDonald. McDonald enters the zone. Out of the box comes Potts. Onto the bench. Onto the ice is Martin. Hagen winds it at center ice. Up a skater for 18 more seconds. We got 27 seconds remaining in the period. Warner back to get on defense. Shot. Kick to the side there by Hosier. Deflected in front. Cleared by Martin. Behind the net is Hagen as he throws it down the ice. We got 8 seconds remaining. Penalty expires for the Cherokee. It's going to come all the way back down for icing. Max McDonald to take the face off here at the end of the second. Wins it back. Fed up by Toledo. As the period expires, Force up 3-2 after 2. 14 minutes left in this one as the third period's about to start. Force are fired up with back-to-back goals here. See if they can pour more on. Onto the ice to start the third is going to be Zaremba, Bodorf, Westhoff. Back on defense is going to be Blackburn and Cumberland. Face-off, battled for and won by Bodorf. Bodorf enters the zone. He gets it taken away. Fed up, kept in there by Cumberland. Shoots it from deep, skips to the left of the net. Picked up. Fanned on pass there by Toledo. Gained the line there. Blackburn. It's going to be offsides. Didn't get that one in film. He tried to send it down the blue line and just went over. Couldn't be kept in. Face off one back by the Force. Poked ahead by Blackburn onto the stick of Cumberland. Aiden. Takes it wide, cuts towards the net, chips it up. Rink wide. Picked up by the Cherokee. Defended well there by Cumberland. Good effort there. Bodorf with a shot. Blocked in front by Toledo. Defended well there by Zaremba. Kept in by Cumberland. Cumberland feeds it ahead. Blocked. Bodorf send it down around the net. Westhoff is down low to gather it up. He loses an edge. Toledo sends it around the boards. Blackburn to keep it in. Sent up, back on defense, going to be Cumberland. Bodies up. And does a great job stopping that advance from Toledo. And now he picks the puck back up. Aiden's everywhere. He's got Bodorf to his right, makes a move. Aiden Cumberland, shot. He gets hit on the stick as it goes. Kept in by Westhoff, sent back in deep onto the stick of Zaremba. He has it taken away for a moment. Picks up his Bodorf. Bodorf with a good chance here. Defended well by Toledo. Kept in by Blackburn. Blackburn has it swiped away from him. Getting back, there's Blackburn as he's upended. He got a stick in the skates of the Toledo player. Shot goes wide right. Westhoff sends it up. Bodorf chips it into the neutral zone. Bryson on his own as the rest of the team goes for a change. Bodorf. Warner there. Squirts out. Get it back here. Hagen picks it up center ice. Hagen splits them. Hagen round another one. Hagen. Easy goal there. Score. Harrison Hagen. Force have had a lot of grade A opportunities this game, and it's starting to fall in the right direction here in the third. (4-2) Force. Murphy wins it to himself. Takes it wide. Enters the offensive zone. Shot from deep. Glove save there by Toledo. Murphy to take this one. Won by Toledo. Good pressure applied there by Llewellyn. Skips his stick though, and Toledo maintains possession. They enter their offensive zone. Centered it up. Deflected into the pads of Hosier. Cleared out. We got another puck on the ice. Taking this face off is going to be Murphy Fraze. Kept in by Toledo. Shot blocked in front by Legault. Taken away by Hagen. Hagen, he's got Fraze and Llewellyn. He's around another defender there. Hagen centers it up on the stick of Fraze. Fraze sends one towards the net and it goes in. Murphy Fraze score for his fourth of the game. Assist, Hagen. pouring it on for the Force. Face-off picked up by McDonald. Back to Cumberland. Onto the stick of Potts. Potts surveys. Potts dumps it in. Taken away by Toledo. Up into center ice. Taken away with a good back check there is Cumberland. Onto the stick of Potts. Shot from deep, blocked in front by McDonald. Kicked to the side by Cumberland. Aiden around the boards it goes. Back down to Cumberland. Aiden through the danger zone. Keeps it on his stick. Aiden's got two. He's got Kelly to his right. Through the legs. Taken away by Toledo. Back on defense is going to be Martin. He falls down. McDonald's there for the Force. Swipes at it. Toledo player comes off their skates. Cumberland down low. Opportunity, open net, and a score. We got Bodorf, Zaremba, Westoff, and then back on defense is going to be Blackburn and Hagen. Face-off kicks down for Blackburn to pick it up. So he goes behind his net. Has it taken away. And he's going to get a penalty here. First penalty for Sawyer Blackburn. So the Force on the penalty kill with 9:41 remaining. Face-off won by Toledo. Fed in. Down low. Zaremba there battling for it. Comes off his skates. Taken away by Bodorf. Bodorf tries to clear it out. Blocked by the Toledo defender. Bodorf slaps at it again. Goes onto his stick. Tries to clear it out. Kept in by Toledo. Slaps one towards the net. Kick to the side by the pads of Talon Hosier. Toledo winds it back around. Good puck movement here by the Cherokee. Defended by Hagen. Dumped back in. Bodorf clears it. Icing's cleared off. We got 44 seconds remaining on the Blackburn penalty. Bryson attacks, picks his pocket, keeps it down low for the Force. Tries to feed it between his legs, gets bumped away. Bryson gets tripped, and we're going to even it back up. 4-on-4 hockey. Force are dangerous, 4-on-4. Fed around, out deep for Warner. He's going to take a slap at it. And it gets tipped almost into their own net. Fed up to Hagen. Hagen keeps it in, dumps it back down low for Legault. He loses it in his skates. Toledo comes away with it. Fed to the side, centering feed, knocked away by Hosier. Hagen, stick lifts, swipes at it, kept in by Toledo. Can't find it, picked up by Easton Legault. Out of the box is Blackburn, onto the ice is Llewellyn. We got a shot by Llewellyn, and it's saved by the glove of the goaltender for the Cherokee. Makes the move again, backhands it. Oh, great attempt there from Fraze to Llewellyn. Couldn't connect on that goal. Toledo into center ice. Taken away by Fraze. Murphy reverses. Cuts towards the middle. He's got Llewellyn ahead of him. We got another penalty here that's going to be on Toledo. Offsides. 7:29 remaining here, and the Force are going to go up 5-on-3 for 22 seconds. And Coach Warner is going to put Kelly, Martin, McDonald, Cumberland, and Potts on the ice for the Force on this 5-on-3 opportunity. Face-off won by McDonald. Got all sides. Face-off won back by the Force. Picked up by Potts. Potts enters. Feeds it over to Martin. Martin sends it in deep. McDonald there to contest. Picks it up. Squirts out wide. Picked up by Cumberland. Cumberland takes a shot from deep. Goes wide left. First penalty expires for the Cherokee. It's going to be 5-on-4 hockey. Kelly to pick it up. McDonald swipes at it. Fans on that opportunity. Sent up to Cumberland. Skips his stick. Gets back in position. Stops the advance from Toledo. Toledo gathers it. Back on the stick of Cumberland. Aiden with it now. Shot from deep. Squirts out from the goaltender. Picked up by Kelly. Kelly around behind the net for the Force. Sent out to Cumberland again. He fires one from deep. And it goes in! Aiden Cumberland from deep. Bounced off a Toledo Cherokee defender as they tried to glove it down. Skips right into the goal. (6-3) Force late into the third, back to 5-on-5 hockey. Face off, taken by Bodorf. Bodorf's got two ahead of him. Bryson around one. Tries to feed it across, backhands it off the side of the net. Bryson still with it. Cuts towards. He's going to do a wraparound attempt here. I can feel it. It's out on the doorstep, cleared by Cherokee out to Blackburn. Blackburn takes the shot. God. Skips around, gets kicked wide. Toledo back the other way. Defended there by Warner. Nice poke check there by Colton Warner. Blackburn gets into position. Upended down low is Warner. Onto the stick of Bryson Bodorf. Bodorf makes a move there. Puts his puck to the neutral zone. Taken away by Oliver Westhoff. Sent in deep. Toledo picks it up, sends it ahead, back together. It's going to be Blackburn. I'm not sure what we got here. Interference call on Colton Warner. As Toledo will go to a power play here with 5:19 remaining of this game. Penalty killers for the Force is going to be Hagen, Blackburn, Fraze, and Llewellyn. Face off, picked up by the Cherokee, defended there by everyone. Into the skates of Fraze, kept in by Toledo. Toledo winds it around. Kicked away by Hagen for a moment, and he steals it away. Reverses, and again. Makes another miss. He's got Fraze and Llewellyn. Fraze. Shot by Llewellyn, goes up over the net. Murphy tries to feed it around, gets stuffed on that pass attempt. Coming up to get it, it's Blackburn as he fights to keep it in. Still in the skates, down low, battling. Kept in by Blackburn. Picked up by Llewellyn. Llewellyn, fancy move there. Shot skirts just right of the net. Toledo back the other way. 30 seconds remains on the Warner penalty. Picked up by Hagen. Harrison through 1 and 2, and a shot from deep. Blockered away by the Toledo Cherokee goaltender. Fed up the boards. Toledo. Surveying. Entering. Shot. Saved by Hosier. Poked away by Blackburn. Comes out to the blue line. Toledo winds and fires. Knocked wide by Hagen. Sent around the boards onto the stick of Fraze. He's got one to beat. He's got Llewellyn behind him. Here's Murphy. Murphy. Fraze with a shot. Bar down. Murphy Fraze for his 5th of the night. (7-3) with 3:42 remaining here in the third. All right, we got a penalty here coming up on Grayson Martin. And penalty killers for the Force is going to be Potts, Warner, McDonald, and Kelly. Face-off one there by McDonald. He has it taken away. Back onto the stick of the Cherokee, covered up by Hosier. And scoreboard here has 3:26 with a minute 22 remaining on the Martin penalty. We're going to attempt to try to get our times to match up here. Face-off picked up by the Cherokee. Fed ahead into McDonald. He clears his own. Offsides. There we go. 3:18 on the scoreboard. Face-off picked up by McDonald. McDonald battling for it. Maintain possession. Still has it. Shot. And it's in. Max McDonald. Score. Unless that was tipped by Kelly. Not sure who was leading the line. I think it was a goal by McDonald. 8-3. Minute 6 on the Martin penalty. Shorthanded goal. Toledo wins that face-off. Shot. Gloved by Hosier. Covers it up. Bodorf to take the face-off. Warner behind his own net. Dumps it off for Bodorf. Bryson reverses, puts it in, fires it over into the shins of Potts. And there, he clears it up and out. Skips. It's going to go for icing. .29 seconds remains on the Martin penalty. 2:33 remains in the contest. Bodorf picks it up down low. He gets tripped. And we're going to be back to 4-on-4 hockey. And for 4-on-4 hockey, we're going to have Westhoff, Bodorf, Blackburn, and Cumberland for 22 seconds. Face-off one back to Blackburn. He feeds it across to Cumberland. Cumberland with a shot from deep. Gets tipped. Wraparound attempt here by Westhoff. Bodorf with it now. Couldn't get any juice on it. Bodorf gains possession again. Now down for Westhoff behind the net. Westhoff reversing, stuffs it. Covered up by the Toledo goaltender. Great opportunities there by the Force. One second remaining on the Martin penalty. So as soon as the puck drops, looks like Zaremba will come on for Martin. Blackburn sends it over to Cumberland. Cumberland shot from deep. Glove saved by the Cherokee goaltender. Forced to be on the power play for 59 seconds. Bodorf take the face off. One. Fed out. Cumberland with the shot. Bodorf picks up the loose change. Score. Bryson Bodorf on the rebound from the Aiden Cumberland shot. Taking this face off is going to be Mason Llewellyn. Taken by the Cherokee. Dumped in. Icing waved off. Potts is going to be there to pick it up for the Force. Taken away by Toledo. Mason chips it up the glass. Onto the stick of Easton Legault. Legault enters. Sends a shot towards the net, blocked in front by Toledo. Puck kicks out. Together, that's going to be Mason Llewellyn. Reverses. Has his stick lifted. Both players come off their skates. Zaremba backhanded up to Llewellyn. Now on the stick of Potts. Potts off the glass. Up to Zaremba. Llewellyn with it now. Backhands it towards the net. Covered up by the Toledo goaltender. 50 seconds remains on this one. 9-3. The Fort Wayne Force. McDonald take the face off. Puck squirts down the ice. Icing waved off. Puck squirting around here. Potts throws it in deep. Fed back up the glass by Toledo onto the stick of McDonald. Picked up by Martin. Martin feeds it ahead to Kelly. Toledo intercepts that pass. Got 10 seconds remaining. Back to Potts. Potts sends it the other way. McDonald feeds it down low. As time's going to expire here. And the Force come away with a victory here in the first game of the playoffs. Defeating the Toledo Cherokee 9-3. So the Force will gather up for practice this upcoming week, and then game 2 of the playoffs will be this next weekend here in Fort Wayne.